When it comes to shoulder tightness, a lacrosse ball is going to be your best friend. Although shoulder tightness can happen at any age, when you get a bit more mature, it tends to happen a little bit more often. So I just turned 55 this year, and I can tell you that I'm definitely feeling a little bit stiffer. And I was noticing that I was getting particularly stiff through my shoulders. So there are 2 mobilizations that I do on a regular basis that has helped me to regain some of my shoulder flexion and rotation. And I thought I would share it here just in case there's anyone else there who's having some shoulder tightness. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Ed DeBoo, physical therapist from Integrated Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. I'm a big believer in pre-test and post-test because if you don't measure something, it's really difficult to manage it. So what I'll do first is I'm going to demonstrate 2 shoulder mobility tests that I'll often put my clients through. All right, let's do it. Placement of the lacrosse ball during the mobilization is critical. So when we're working on the flexion, what I want you to do is find the top of your shoulder blade, and you're going to put the ball right there in between the shoulder blade and the spine. And then what you'll do is you'll bring this arm up over your head, and then 5 to 8 repetitions, and then move it down just a little bit. Same thing, 5 to 8 reps, all the way down to get to the edge of that scapula. And that's really going to help to release any type of thoracic tightness that you have. It'll also help that posture because so many of us get tight in that mid-back. When you're doing the rotational mobilization, it's really important that we put the ball basically where the arm starts to meet the scapula. So what you can do is when you're lying down is feel that edge of the acromion, and that's where the ball is going to be, and then you're going to roll on top of it, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll work on external and internal rotation of that shoulder. And what we're really trying to do is just loosen up all the muscles in the posterior part of this capsule that tend to get tight all the time, that end up limiting our internal and external range of motion. First test we're going to do is check for shoulder flexion. So what you need to do is you're going to need to lie down, keeping your elbows locked. What I want you to do is slowly lift both arms up off the table. You should be able to lift both arms at least a couple inches up off the floor. Pause and then back down again. If not, you've got some tightness. The second motion we're going to test is rotation. Laying down once again, bend your knees up, tighten up the stomach so the low back is flat against the table. Your elbow comes out to about a 90-degree angle, and then from here it should be able to rotate all the way down. You should be able to smack your arm against the ground. So that would mean you have full external rotation, and that's what we're working on. Internal rotation should be close, not as much internal rotation, but internal rotation should be right around that 70 to 80 degree mark without your shoulders coming all the way up. Now, if you have restrictions in either one, using a lacrosse ball is really a great tool to have. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to work on reestablishing a little bit better flexion. We'll take this lacrosse ball, and I want you to put it in that area right in between the shoulder blade and your spine. With your legs bent up, you can adjust the pressure you put. By slightly lifting up your buns, that's going to put a lot more pressure on that area. The goal is to not have it be really painful. And then what you'll do is you'll take this arm and bring it up over your head as far as it can go. And then back down to here. And what I'll have people do is, I'll have them do about 5 to 8 repetitions, as far as they can go. And after 5 repetitions, then what I'll do is I'll move that ball down just a little bit lower, right along that shoulder blade. Put some pressure on it. Make sure I engage my stomach and keep my back flat. And I lift my arm up again. Once again, 5 to 8 repetitions. And then slide it down a little bit more. Now, when you can't get it to slide down a little bit more, another way to do that is just to move your body up just a little bit. So it's right along that edge of the shoulder blade. And once again, I'm doing 5 repetitions. I'm mobilizing that thoracic spine, as well as releasing a little tightness that we have through those trigger points. Now, to work on rotation, it's a little bit different. What you'll do is you're going to put the ball kind of right where the shoulder meets the shoulder blade, right where your arm and shoulder blade kind of come together. So right about there, I'm going to put some pressure on it, and then I'm going to lean on it a little bit, and then I'm going to bring my arm out into here. And I'm going to go into external and internal rotation while I have that ball right where that shoulder, you can kind of feel the bone of your scapula, your shoulder blade, meets the arm, and that's kind of where you want to be. You're going to lean on it just a little bit so there's pressure, and then you're going to find those sore spots, and you're going to work on rotation, external rotation and internal rotation. Now there might be 2, 3 sore spots in that area. Your goal is to kind of find out where each one of them are. If I roll forward, there's a little bit more pressure in a slightly different area. You're just going to have to explore the area and find out where you are the most tender at. Once again, I do about 5 to 10 repetitions, and then I'll move the ball a little bit, or I'll change the angle and find another sore spot, and then work on rotation, internal and external rotation, as far as I can go. It's a great mobilization for rotational restrictions of your shoulder. I recommend doing that mobilization twice a week, and if you're really having significant limitations, maybe try to do that 3 times a week. Now, it's not uncommon to be a little sore in the muscles the next day, but the key is to not overdo it, which is why I try to keep the reps limited to 5 to 10 before you move the ball into a new place, just so that you don't get too sore. I'll be doing a whole series of mobilization videos, so if you found the video helpful, make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you never miss another one of my videos. Give the mobilizations a try, leave a comment down below, let me know if it helped, and I will see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.